I don't want to get your chat. I don't want to send it to
we live, dog. Yeah. So welcome back, everybody, to another episode here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. I'm glad you guys are here. For those people who were waiting in the live stream, I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for coming. For those people who are waiting to watch the restream or what's going to be after, I know everybody can't be live, but we thank you also. Today, I have a very, very skilled and unique guest that's here. He does a lot of different things, and we'll be working with him with getting him on the show a little bit more. But today's topic for the community, we want to talk about how to make money in the thrifting business. And I have the Beatology YouTube channel who is going to come and drop some knowledge with us today. What's going on, brother?
What's up, O'Shea? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me, man. Let's get to making some money, man. It's just so much money out there, man. Okay. My name is DJ Stealth, Beatology Music. We're going to talk about thrifting today. YouTube, Beatology, Patreon, Beatology, and however you want to start us off, brother.
Okay. And for those of you that want to subscribe to Beatology, his channel is in the description. Okay. So I know if you type in Beatology, you might see some other things, but to get to him directly, all that you need to do is go into the description and subscribe, hit the bell to our brother, and we'll definitely be able to get you to him. But briefly, let's talk about, before we get into the topic, tell us a little bit about your channel. What is it that you do outside of the thrifting thing? That way we can get a little bit more acquainted with you and your skill set.
Well, my name is Gordon McGinnis. I'm from LA. I've been in music my whole life. I started off at church, getting down in the choir. Then I started DJing after that. Then I DJed all the clubs in LA. Then after that, I came out to Inland Empire, which is about, 70 miles east of LA. And I met a guy named Cocaine, Jerry Long. His cousin was Hutch from Above the Law. And at that time, they were one of the biggest group on Rootless Records. Them brothers gave me an opportunity. And I just started off actually as an equipment rental guy. And I parlayed that into being a keyboard player and a sound man for Rootless. So thanks to them cats, I got to work for Rootless Records at an early age. After that, it just was heaven. After that, I met Kerry Gordy, which was Berry Gordy's son. And this was at a club. So like I'm about to tell you guys got to get in and get out and monopolize your location, man, because if people don't know who you are and if you're not doing good business and if you're not a good person, people are not going to mess with you. Mm-hmm. But I was at a club and one of the guys in the band was like, come to a studio session. I came to a studio session. Some guy was in there bothering the hell out of me, asking a million questions. Come to find out that was Berry Gordy's son. He was vice president of Warner Brothers at the time. He put me on remixes as a producer, put me on the George Clinton album. I got to meet George Clinton. I was on Paint the White House Black. And after that, I met a guy named Kevin Black. Kevin Black used to be number 2 at Death Row. Mm-hmm. He got me my job at Interscope. So I worked at Interscope for 15 years. I got Lady Gaga demo on my hand and a lot of Interscope stories, man. So basically I've been in the music industry for a long time and I'm still getting royalties. Right now we're doing a lot of reality TV show. So we're getting quarterly royalties, but we need that money every day. I still like living that $250,000 a year Interscope lifestyle. And once Jimmy, Ivan, and Dr. Dre left, we all had to get other jobs. So after that, I went to Disney. Disney was cool, you know what I mean? Besides the Nazi signs on my cups and stuff, but I made a lot. I mean, other than the race and stuff, it was cool. I thought I was making good money, man, but it was just boring and monotonous, man. And I got tired of making other people rich. Okay. So I played hooky and I went to this hip hop convention called Beat Swap Meet. And I just was playing hooky from Disney and I had lunch. I seen this guy selling vinyl records. He made about $2,000-$3,000 while I was sitting eating lunch. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this shit just in my garage? Because I've collected vinyl over the years. It's just sitting in my garage. I quit Disney the next day and I've been thrifting ever since. I started off with vinyl, which did pretty good, but vinyl's dying down. now I'm more into clothing. Clothing is so easy, and I'm gonna show you guys right now how you can go in your closet or get free stuff off of the internet and make hundreds of dollars a day. I've just seen people make $2,000-3,000 a day, and I've made $2,000-3,000 a day just selling stuff that I've paid little money for. It's all about ROI, ROI. It's what you're spending. You know what I mean? Spend low, buy and sell for high. That's what the game is about.
Okay, let me also this is very interesting because I've heard of this industry. I know Glennon Cameron. I don't know if you've seen him on my channel. He made a lot of money reselling. But okay, so once you saw this guy making all this money selling records, I mean, did you go and talk to him? I mean, like, how did you get into the business and see how it works?
Well, I've been in the music industry and I thought it would be easy, man, but every genre of what you do is different, whether it's being a musician, whether it's producing, whether it's selling records. And actually, it's really a skill to it. I thought, oh man, I'm about to make $2,000-3,000 as soon as I get my collection out there. It didn't happen like that. I had 100,000 records. Buying records is way different than selling records. So I really have to study these guys. And these guys been selling records for 50 years, some of these guys. I mean, it's really a real business, man. Guys wake up at 3 in the morning with flashlights, man, to get clothes and records. I don't know what else they do that for, but when people are up in the morning with flashlights trying to get to your stuff, that's the type of business you want to be into. Especially when they're talking about tens of thousands of dollars. I know people making $10,000 before the sun come up. Even before they set their booth up, they done made 10 racks selling clothes.
How are they making this kind of money before the sun comes up?
Because I'm gonna give y'all a little game. You know, for the real game, y'all gonna have to go to my Patreon, but I'm gonna give y'all some real game. Rose Bowl Flea Market is the biggest flea market in the world. It has like 2,500 vendors, and whatever you want to get as far as vintage or anything, that's where you go source. Okay, you go source there. You will see people there at 3 in the morning. The reason why, because us vendors, we got to start lining up like at midnight. So it be people like soon as they lining up, they pulling their stuff out, hustling. You know, so what other genre do you see people doing that at? I haven't seen anybody that's willing to buy and sell that early and make that type of money.
Okay. And then make sure that you give me the Patreon so we can put it down below for those people who might be interested in signing up. But let me ask you also, when you thought that it was going to be easy and initially you were not doing so well, did you think about going back to Disney? What was your mindset? Like, okay, this is harder than I thought. What was your mindset at that point?
I grow through that sometimes, you know what I mean? But it humbles me. Like, Amazon is right up the street from my house. And, you know, sometimes you got to go back to that 9 to 5 to appreciate your own business, man. You know what I mean? Or sometimes you have to use that to get income, to get inventory. I know a lot of business owners that have to sleep in their business, or that have to Uber and do other things just to keep their storefront alive since rent is so high in LA. I had 3 storefronts in LA, right? They all tripled or quadrupled in rent. Sometimes it was 1,000%, from 500 to 5,000. As soon as they think you're making some money and it's a month to month, it's done. That's why I like doing pop-ups. Pop-ups, it's so many in LA and there's so many in your city. Or you could just do internet, you know, but the money's out there. You know, I'm at Melrose Trading Post. That's been around 20 years, which is the richest. You got to understand, LA is the 5th largest economy in the world. And for you to make money, you have to be around people that have money. So you really want to get into the position of selling higher end stuff to the higher end people, which will maximize profit. So I'm at Melrose Trading Post every Sunday at Fairfax High School in LA. And then I'm at Silver Lake, which is like another great area to be in. A lot of rich and famous people. So a platinum artist came through last week and just spent $750, one lick. You know what I mean? So it's you never know who you'll meet, and the networking is incredible because I like doing this, but my end goal is publishing, which is, you know, placing music and film and television and with artists. And like, this is good networking for that. Like, I would have never met this artist and he just roll up to my booth and we're on some super music stuff. So you never know, man. Like, I like the flashy business because I'm single. You know what I mean? And plus, my love is music. I love fashion, but my love is music. So if you guys like some money and flashing, if you're single, I'm telling you, man, it's like nothing but 8, 9s, and 10s and their friends that vend with me or come through my booth, man. It's a dream, man. It's a blessing. It's actually better than Interscope.
Okay. Let me ask you. I know Fairfax is the home of like all the high end stores. Everybody goes to Fairfax and like
yeah.
What's Diamond Supply? I know they have a flagship store on Fairfax. And everybody. Let me ask you this also, brother. So it seems like you try to get into the business. Okay, it didn't work out. Then you maybe you went back to work and kind of read up real quick. What took you from failing the first time to taking a look back and getting back successful at it the second time?
I was fairly successful the first time. I thought I could do both, man, but having energy to do both, I mean, they work you like a dog at Amazon. You'll do 4 days, and I don't care what type of shape are you in. You're going to be tired those 3 days. Like, I thought I could do everything, and I just can't do it effectively. I could run my business at 50% and do another job, but not even Amazon. I don't have the energy. I'm 47. I just don't have the energy. I'd be tired as hell those 3 days off. So It just wasn't working, but it gave me time to get my inventory right and to study, practice, execute. I don't watch sports. I don't play video games. I make a sacrifice from at least 12 hours a day. I'm on the internet studying you guys, studying thrifting, studying the trends. I didn't know about Supreme. And this is another thing. It's called retail arbitrage. You think them guys are just standing in line just to get the new shoes? They are, but they're getting paid. They're getting paid for real. Like if you know what to do with buying Supreme, some of these things go up 10-fold, 20-fold.
Yeah, so they're killing it right now. Supreme is killing it. Expensive killing it.
You, man. I mean, that's something to invest in, man. Like study what the hype beasts are those rich ass kids, man. Study what they're doing. You know what I mean? You could just live off 10 customers. 10 customers you can live off if you have the right customers. And I mean live off meaning making over 10,000 a week or more. My neighbor makes 70,000 a Sunday.
A Sunday?
A Sunday, O'Shea.
$70,000?
A Sunday, and I didn't believe it, man. He showed me on his square and shit, because I get to know these cats. So that's what I'm saying, man. Get to know the other vendors, talk to people, man. I'm an introvert, but you got to have networking and people skills, man. And learn Spanish. I look Latino, but I'm black and white, and I'm learning Spanish, and I be hearing game. I would have never heard some more game. I would have never learned about the wholesale Goodwill spot if I wasn't ear hustling the Latinos next door. And it took me back because I heard him say Mayate, and I want to ride on him. And I'm like, well, let me play chess here and be stealth for real.
Let me play. Okay, let's talk about that. That's actually a good. You make a good point there. You heard Mayate, and Mayate means.
But nigga, that's the most derogatory way that I know that you could say nigga in Spanish.
Okay, and you heard that. Your first reaction was to, okay, nigga, I'm gonna give you this work, but you said let me play chess. Now that's a good critical decision that you made right there. Why did you make that decision?
Well, number one, I understand this is a hard business, man, and some of these vendors. And check this out. Don't even open up a pop-up shop if you can't, a brick and mortar if you can't do vending, because you're going to learn a lot about business, how to be a good neighbor and how to deal with vendors, because some of these vendors are racist. I mean, it's just, you're going to have to put up with it. But I know one thing, I'm not going to get kicked out. It was like a mob move for me to get inside this Melrose Trading Post. I'm serious. Like, it was by the grace of God I got a space in here. You think I got the biggest space in Melrose Trading Post, 25 by 25. Thank you, Greenway Arts. And I like them because they do stuff for the kids of Fairfax. GreenwayArts.org. Thank you, Pearson, for giving me a chance, man, because it is hard. It's like 100 vendors trying to get in there every morning. You know what I mean? So thanks for the opportunity. So I'm damn well not going to mess up my business, because I've made some mistakes like that. You know, I done made mistakes, get kicked out of venues and losing $2,000-3,000 a day accounts. I didn't mess up. I'm not perfect. So I'm not about to let nobody else. And I didn't even rat on the dude. Like the white side of me was like, I'm gonna tell. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I want to tell on that motherfucker, man. The white side is coming out of me. But the black side, I want to just whoop their asses. You know what I mean? And then I heard a white guy on a cane call a dude a nigga and shit. And I'm like, when people get old, man, I don't know. I think they just get angry, man. But some of them vendors, dog, they're mean, especially when they do bad, especially when they've been there 20 years and you doing better. But let's go on to the next point.
Okay.
You got to study the market. These cats, you can't sell the same shit for 20 years. You can't. The market changes. You can't live in the past. You know what I mean? So you got to study the market. I'm looking at who's buying what, who's selling what their price point is, and how hard it is to do and what the competition is. And I like records and I like books. Thank God we're reading books and opening books again. And I like clothing because it's easy to source. Records and books are harder to source. Clothing is easy to source. And if you pay attention, I'll show you guys how to do this and get things like this Versace shirt that I'm going to keep. You know, if anybody know anything about Versace or Versace, it's like an $80 shirt I just found at Goodwill for $3, but I'm holding on to that. You know what I mean? So it's money up there, guys. It's just you have to put in the time. And I could give you guys all the information, but if you're not willing to put in the time, we are bullshitting each other.
Okay. Let me do this. My brother Charles Gilmore, he's also in the Los Angeles area. He's a big bro here, moderator. He says Duolingo is your friend to learn Spanish. I want to hear Beatology's music. Okay, and Beatology, you have it on your channel, right? Or
yes, we are label #1. And the Patreon is /Beatology too. Patreon.com/Beatology, just like the YouTube. YouTube is youtube.com/Beatology, and you can hear all the stuff on there. And I can refer you to Spotify or to iTunes or however you want to hear it. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys supporting the label, man, because it's hard making it these days, man. These guys made it to where you wasn't getting anything before. You'll be lucky as an artist. I think Michael Jackson was getting 9 points. I think that 9%. And then out of that, he have to pay 3.5% to the producers. The record company makes all the rest of the money. So I went to Interscope to learn how to do the marketing promotion and study the A&R and see what they was doing. So guys, all of you guys should get a publishing company too. ASCAP.com, BMI.com, and you can middleman a lot of stuff, but that's a whole nother show. But thanks, O'Shea.
Okay, no problem. Let me do this real quick, guys. And we have a really good guest, man. The brother, he's good, man. I like his energy, so he'll definitely be back. Both my shows today have been with really good guests. So the brother is really dropping some knowledge. You know, sometimes you don't know. You're like, I'm gonna get this nigga on my shit, man. I'll see what he's working with. But you know, but he's cool, man. Do me a favor, brothers. Like the video, and his Patreon, his information is there. Go subscribe to the brother. I'm gonna have my moderators go into the description and promote the brother's channel. Now, this is what I want to also talk about. How does somebody get into this business? You know, if they're listening to what they're saying right now, it sounds good and the reselling business is good. What are the first steps? I mean, like, you know, they want to get into this and learn the game. How do they go about it?
Okay. Let me give you the pros of this real fast. The pros, like I said, is high ROI, high return on investment. A lot of stuff. My business model, I'm trying to sell stuff over $20 and stuff that I'm at least going to make 200% ROI on, meaning I'm going to double my money. Fast turnaround. Soon as you could buy the stuff, you could take a picture of it, upload it to eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Depop, Letgo, Close 5, Etsy, Mercari, StockX, or even local places if you don't want to do the shipping, which you should, Facebook Marketplace. You know what I mean? So it's fast turnaround. There's little or no money to start. You guys can start with clothes. You know, we go up and down in size and fashion changes. You can start with the stuff around you. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's real easy. Or you can go to, I like going to thrift shops, but garage sales, estate sales. You can even middleman stuff off of eBay and Amazon if you have a market for stuff. Like the major stuff that I'm selling right now is Harley Davidson, of course Supreme on the new stuff, Izod with Harley Davidson, vintage clothes if you can find them, old school rock tees, different stuff. You know what I mean? So I mean, t-shirts I like because it's low investment. T-shirts you can get from $2 to $3. Look for the single stitch, meaning it's only one stitch, meaning it's older than 90s. That's the stuff that really brings in money. Those shirts, I at least see them go for $20 up. So I mean, start small. You know what I mean? And make sure you get a PayPal account, especially if you're going to do online. And if you can get a PayPal business account, I think everybody should have an eBay, PayPal, and Amazon account, because you could just go to the thrift shop and things with a barcode, you download the Amazon seller account, and then you can just go through and scan barcodes. And you look at two things. You look at how much it sold for recently, and you look at how many people want it, the sales rank. If it's under 1 million people want it, you probably sell it that week. So those are the two things you look for. You can just go through and scan barcodes. Now, clothes are a little harder because they don't have barcodes. But hey, anything great is hard to get. You know what I mean? So that's what I'll suggest for doing it at first. And then step 2 is do what I do, which is do both. You do online and you do pop-ups. And step 3, which I think that we need to do, is open up a co-op store on Melrose Boulevard, and we all have racks of our own stuff and work out a thrift store type situation and a consignment store. And I think we can make a lot of money.
Let me kind of get back to because you talk about some pretty good things. You know, obviously you're in Los Angeles. So I want to talk about locations for some people. Let's say you've had somebody in Idaho or Washington where it's really, you know, so popular to do what you're doing. Like in LA, it's definitely it's a big market for clothes. But let me talk about this though. Glennon mentioned this also in his reselling business. Overcoming the idea that you need to do business with people who are racist. For a lot of us as Black people, this is a hard concept to understand or overcome. For you, how did you overcome? I mean, obviously, I know that you're there now, but doing business with people who you know that are racist, that I know they're trying to keep you out of the market. How would you tell a young entrepreneur what way to go about it, how to do this? You got to, unfortunately, think like them. Money first.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like you, but they take your money. You know what I mean? Oh. You just got to think business first. And it's hard because my ego and all kind of stuff is on the line, but you just got to let go of your ego. You know what I mean? And just deal with it. You know what I mean? And how you get them is that you get more money, power, and fame and happiness than them. Because if people are racist, usually they're ignorant or angry or both. You know, I'm Black and white. You know, I grew up in the hood. You know, I just met my white side of the family. So my father always told me, don't even tell people I'm Black, which is a whole deeper issue. He's Black, and he told me, don't tell people you Black. You know,
why do you think he said that?
Because he was born in 1913. Rest in peace, Gordon McGinnis Sr. And he had me when he was 60. You know, and I'm a product of an affair. My father had another sister, my stepmom, which raised me, Vera Ducros, that raised me, but he had an affair up here in IE with a white lady. So that's how I came abroad. You know, so my father was a player. You know what I mean? So my father, we grew up in the hood. We had like 10 gangs around us. You know what I mean? And it was MS right across. That's our Salvadorians, the Harpies right behind us. We had the Rolling 20s right across the street, and we all kind of got along, you know what I mean? And just because somebody's poor, that don't mean they're racist, or, you know, you can't generalize people. You just got to get to know people, man. You know what I mean? And it's just part of life. Sometimes we go through racist phases. A lot of people will look on my Facebook and think I'm racist, but I'm just because I'm pro-Black, that don't mean I'm racist. You know, us light-skinned people got issues anyway.
Yeah. let me talk to you about that. And then shout out to Charles Gilmore. Wow, that is an interesting topic. Children from an affair. It is a topic. That's a damn sure good one. Let's talk about this whole idea. And shout out to brother Ron Echoes in the chat. Gotta definitely do a show with my brother here. But let me ask you this. These garage sales. You mentioned that this is a good way to find stuff, sometimes for free, or you know, to resell. And I want to also get back on the fact that you bought this shirt for $3 and you're sitting on it.
No, I'm not sitting on it.
I like it. That's just it's a smart thing. How do you know when these garage sales are going to be occurring? What is your strategy to find garage sales that you can go out and get some of this stuff?
Well, this is another reason I like living in Moreno Valley, which is 70 miles from IE. The rent is cheap. And right around my house within walking distance, I don't know, maybe it's a city that they don't really trip. There's 20 garage sales around my house. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's garage sale apps. I think it's GSLR. But just search as GSLR app that you can get. It's also estate sale apps too that you can, and websites, Google them. You know what I mean? And you can find them. But around me, it's a lot. In LA, and it's not a lot of competition. Like when I go to, you got to go to the hood to find the shit. I'm sorry, you got to put in the work because you never know what you find in the hood. And plus, the thrifter, most of the thrifters are white, so they're not going in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I found the best records and the best clothes in the hood. And plus, the people that are going to the garage sales and the thrift stores out there, they're not thrifters like me. They're just trying to survive. So it's not a lot of competition. You're going to have to look through a lot of bullshit. Like, don't think it's just easy pickings. But I'm going to get to that too. You guys got to find wholesalers. Okay, here's some real shit. Like, I have to search through Goodwill for this stack of shit of about 15 clothes for about 3 hours. I found 2 Harley Davidsons. Okay, right? I at least sell those for $25, right? I found these like I said, y'all got to be cool. These 2 Latino chicks, I didn't have to search through shit. And they were selling to me for $5. So you do the math on that. Would you rather waste 3 hours of your day or just go straight to them and get them for $5? And I'm selling them for at least $25 each. You do the math on that. You know what I mean? I mean, this is more profit than dope and shit. You know, excuse me, but I mean, you let me know what else you getting 10,000% ROI on. You know what I mean? Like the profit, and some of these shirts are $1,000 shirts. You find the right T-shirt. Research Sean Witherspoon in round 2. He's a millionaire from, like, another thing. You got to study who's the best at what you're trying to do. Right now, he's the man in vintage. He holds round 2, which is vintage and like hype beast stuff, Supreme, Bape, and all that kind of stuff. And he's opening up, I think, his 8th shop. And what I learned from that man, him himself is at Melrose Trading Post when it opens, and he's a millionaire. Him himself is out picking at the Rose Bowl himself. That's why he's rich, and he's cool as hell. You know what I mean? Do your research, man. Whatever you want to do, find out who's the best and shadow him. That's why I'm fucking with O'Shea.
Oh, thanks, right? Well, let me ask you this also. This whole networking piece, and one thing I would say about you is, you know, you are consistent, man. Like, you know, when it comes to, because I'm the kind of person, like, if I don't know you, it's like, I like to be the kind of person to reach out to other people, but I don't necessarily like people reaching out to me if I don't really know them. Because, I mean, basically, because what I like to do is kind of what you do. And what you do and what I do is very similar. Like on YouTube, I kind of am like the guy going through, and I call what I do on YouTube small ball. And I like working with a lot of small YouTubers. Like, that's what the manosphere is. It's a small market. Like me, I'm a smaller YouTuber channel in comparisons to, like, you know, Phil or Tommy and stuff like that. But I go around YouTube looking for the talent. You know what I mean? Just like how you do it. And I kind of, you know, find the guys that are good, and I think that are good. Okay, I can work with him. He might have 45 subscribers, but no, he got the. I'm gonna work with him. That's kind of what I do. But I don't really like people like trying to hit me up or whatever, because I'm like, I don't really know. But you are very persistent with, hey, bro, I want to work with you. This is what I'm trying to do and stuff like this. And you have that networking skill really, and you're really persistent with it. So it's like, damn, okay, I'm gonna work with the brother because the brother is like really persistent. He's really tenacious with it. And Wayman Brown was like that too. Let's talk about how you got that skill to, you know, work with people, you know, basically be very persistent and network to do what you need to do.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to tell you about how I got my job at Interscope.
Okay.
Remember I told you about the guy, Cocaine, that I met? Through him, he brought a guy to the studio.
Cocaine, dude that used to be on the pornos?
Yep. Jerry Long.
He be doing all the shit with Snoop Dogg. Man, I know, you know, I'm from Cali.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure, man. You know,
he goes and flows with Jake Steed.
Yeah. That's we born in the same day, March 10th. Shout out to Pisces, man. A good friend, man. We used to be in a fucking dance group together. That's how close we used to roll around with an afro and shit in a dance group. So that's my brother, man. HHU, and his name used to be Jay Gold.
Okay. So yeah, how'd you just talk about that real quick? How you got the job at Interscope?
Well, through cocaine, he brought Alan from Troop, the lead singer from Troop, to my studio. And then one of his writers' name was Remy. Shouts out to both these guys. Love you guys. He came to the studio, and his partner name was Marcus. Marcus was Kevin Black's mentor back in the day. Marcus Bridges used to be like the big promoter back in the day. And if you guys know anything about Black, like me and Black have a lot of similarities. Like I was in the Army, he was in the Marines. He was a DJ, I was a DJ. He worked hard, I work hard type shit. He started at the bottom. And damn sure I had to start at the bottom. And that was like his boy. So through Marcus, I got to do a 3-year courtship to get my job at Interscope. And I'm telling you, man, everything but some gay stuff, man, I'm telling you, it happened. And it was an experience and a ride, but thank you to Kevin Black and Jimmy Ivan and everybody over at Interscope, IGA rap department.
So that skill set that you learned, and someone wants to know, when did you work at Interscope? Like from what years?
You guys do the math. Okay. Let me see. Through, shit. Right when, God damn. Okay, right when Lady Gaga, that's when I ended and shit. That's when I went over to Disney. That's when everybody got let go. So right when she dropped her second single is like when I left and went to Disney or got fired or however you want to say it. And then I went over there about 5 years before that. I'm not good with dates and numbers, but you guys go on my website, Beatology it's on Patreon /Beatology and YouTube /Beatology. You see all the videos from Interscope and you can see all my credentials. So you can go to my Facebook page, Gordon McGinnis, GORDON MCGINNIS, and see all the flyers and all the videos and shit. I'm just not good with dates, but I was over there for about 5 years.
Okay. And this whole skill that you got, let's talk about this because let's say, I don't know if you were in the clothing industry, but I mean, obviously you took this skill set and then you found out how to get into the thrifting. How do you know what clothing is popular and stuff like that? That's one thing I will know. If you don't really know what certain people like do you sell men's and women's clothes?
Women are 80% of the buying population where I'm at. And online, I don't know the stats, but I think women buy 80% of the buyers as far as clothing. Mm-hmm. So I started off with men's clothing because honestly, I was just trying to build my wardrobe and I know men's clothing, but I'm starting to go over to women's clothing. And all you have to do is do research on YouTube. One of the biggest hashtags is thrift with me, thrifting. You know, look at the hashtags on this video and go and follow those type of hashtags. And you do your studying. Tommy Hilfiger's been all the 90s stuff. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all some game. 90s shit. All that cross-color shit, highly collectible. FUBU, jerseys, oh my God. I don't know sports, but if you know sports and shoes, oh my God. It's motherfuckers going to these shoe shows, spending $1 million and making tens of thousands. Shoes is where it's at. If you know shoes, my God, I wish I knew shoes.
That's crazy. But last time I was home, there was these in the Bay Area, Northern California, like the pop-up shops and all of these. I saw these barber battles and things like that. In these like kind of like retro, like I think like a secondhand shoe thing or something like that, especially shoes. These Filipinos are killing the game, man. Like Sacramento and Northern California, we're talking about, they're making a ton of money doing that shit. I saw that firsthand.
Cause you got to put in the work, man. Like, you gotta I'm gonna just say it, man. Like if you nerdy and don't really got no bitches or really shit to do, no social life, utilize that shit to study, and that's what they do. Like that's all I do is study what to buy, what to sell, what's hot, and that's all they do. You could do the same shit. You be out there standing in lines too when you done made fucking $10,000 off 10 boxes of shoes and shit. I like vintage better because I don't have to stand in no fucking line. But what you need to do is get there early and get to know the people at Goodwill and get to know the people that do the garage sales around you, and make you a list and give them a list and tell them, sit this to the side. You know, it's different strategies, and I'm gonna give you guys those strategies.
Let me ask you this. I know that you live in Los Angeles, and I was born in Linwood myself, so I know how good Los Angeles is. What about if you live in a place like, you know, like Jackson, Mississippi? You live in Reno, Nevada. Is this still a good business to be in if you live in places that's not so popping like it is in LA?
Online, I'm gonna give you guys the online places for clothes again: eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, Depop, Let Go, Close 5, Etsy, Mercari, and for hypebeast stuff like this, StockX. You guys need to study StockX. StockX tells you in a stock form what to buy. Whether it's shoes, as is hypebeast stuff, you guys need to really, everybody needs to download StockX. Everybody needs to have a PayPal account. Everybody needs to have an eBay and Amazon account. And y'all go out and get this stuff for free, or buy low and sell high. It's out there. And for you guys in the boonies, you guys have access to this, because there's not a lot of thrifters out there. Like, thrifters are probably middle high, middle class people. So you have a good chance, man, of finding some good shit too. Just put it online. All you have to do is take good pictures, be descriptive in your ad, and learn how to measure clothes. That way, the more descriptive and the better your pictures, and your customer service, man. Make sure you mail that shit out in time. Make sure you check the clothes if they have holes in them. Make sure you tell the customer that, and provide good customer service. If anybody have a problem with anything, and trust me, I know, because they'll kick your ass off, return the shit. Don't even question the shit. Just give them their money back, because you don't want to lose none of these opportunities. eBay and Amazon, once they kick your black ass off, I'm telling you, you out of there. You can't. You better be like a computer hacker or some shit to get back in that.
So let's talk about that, because eBay, Amazon. What has been your experience? I mean, obviously, let me ask you this then: is the bulk of your income coming from the actual physical, face-to-face kind of transactions? And I know, like, this business is big in Africa, or it's growing in Africa too. I don't know if you know that, but I've seen people doing this there, making a ton of money. But do you make most of your money online or in person?
Okay, I'm gonna give you like peak and average. When I go do pop-ups, it could rain or some shit, and I can not make money. But I done made up to $3,000 a day. You know, average. I try to at least make 1,000 every time I go out, and I'm talking about net, not gross. You know, net is your profit, gross is before expenses and all that. Online, I done made $500 a day online selling vinyl and clothes.
Okay.
Average, 200. But I'm telling you guys, it's difficult to do pop-ups and a store online. And don't fuck up, because you got to have your inventory tight, because people be stealing shit, people be moving shit out of order, and you don't want to not be able to provide a person's item and shit. That's how I fucked up. So make sure if you do both, you got your inventory right, and you don't be having stuff online that's not available.
Okay.
They'll kick your ass off.
Let's talk about where you see. I mean, now you're just doing the clothes and stuff like this. Let's talk about the repeat business. I know that you said you had a superstar that came by in 750. You know, somebody dropped 750 on you. How do you maintain? You know, when you do make a sale, do you have a lot of customers coming back to you like, yo, Beatology, what's up? You know, what do you have? Or do you, I mean, like, what's your strategy for the repeat business for your pop-ups and stuff like that?
You got to have great customer service. And like, I'm an introvert, but what I learned from working at Disney, smile. When people come in, if you frowned up or you on your phone, if you don't give a fuck or you angry, they're not going to want to come in. You know what I mean? So what I learned is, first of all, smile, greet the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And ask if they need any help. And if they're not talkative, leave them alone. You know what I mean? That's what I learned. But approaching stars, I've been doing that for a long time, man. And it's I just feel out the situation with big people because DJ Quick, he comes in and buys stuff. Matt Pinfield from MTV, the guy from ZZ Top, the whole Will Smith family. I can name drop all night. But everybody comes in, and you just got to be cool. Like, don't do too much, because that's a good question, man. Because the guys next to me, they were on the guy, and the guy gave him the Instagram, and because I was cool, I got the dude's direct number, and the dude texts me every day. And he just did a song with Kanye. So it's not like no irrelevant person. I don't want to say his name because, just out of respect and stuff. But yeah, you got to have that repeat business. You can have 10 rich customers that float your business and give you 10,000 every time you do a pop-up. Like I said, my neighbor makes 70,000 a fucking Sunday. That's my goal.
Let's talk about like the social media marketing to this. But before we do that, this app, and I've seen it the last time I was in the United States. It's called Square. What?
It's called the Square app. All it is that you put a little square thing in your phone, and then you have to swipe credit cards. It's free. Square app, you can use PayPal, but Square is what we all use because it's the most dependable. Square, you just look for it on your application store, Square, and make sure you do a PayPal too. And then a lot of people are using Venmo now. You know what I mean? So, and Cash App.
What is Venmo?
Just another application like PayPal, but I think it's more user friendly. Venmo, and what's the other one? Cash App.
Cash App. Let me talk to you about this. How much of this business is cash or Square? I mean, like, how many people are using credit and debit cards with you? Because I know some people don't feel comfortable with that. So, how much of your business is? I know, like when I go to like I say Uganda or some of the stores, it's like completely 100% cash. They don't even deal in credit cards a lot of times. Also, in Europe and certain places, it's cash is preferred. But do you get a lot of cash in your business, or is it more online, credit card, or even in person?
You guys, number one, if you only take cash, that tells me that something janky with your ass. Like your bank shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I want to do business with you because your shit might be stolen or counterfeit. So as a business owner, you have to have your business in order. And let me just go over this real fast. Like, you have to have a valid ID to get on some of these places' lots. Number one, because the police is at Melrose. So make sure you have a valid ID. Make sure you have a resale permit from the State Board of Equalization. Make sure you have vendor insurance. I like using ACT insurance. It's $39. A resale permit is free. Some places, they're going to see your car insurance. Some places going to require business licenses. We already talked about the phone with Square. Make sure you have a phone charger, because my iPhone will die after 4 hours. Make sure you have business cards, flyers, and then what we talked about now, signage. Make sure you have a big sign. This vendor had a shirt that said it. I was like, man, I got to bite that. I take credit card because most of these are impulse buys. All my big purchases, like the guy with the big purchase last week, credit card. All my purchases over. People don't carry that kind of cash. These people are rich. They don't want to get knocked over the head. They see all us niggas there. Shit. They carry cars. And plus, they can reverse the charge. And that's why you want to get the Square reader. Go ahead and get the one that takes see, we giving you guys some real game. Make sure you guys get the one that takes the chip, because then people can't reverse it and say it wasn't them type shit. So make sure you get Square, and make sure you get the one that reads the, because people do janky shit. Make sure you get the cash shit too, man. People be giving up janky bills, man. And them motherfuckers, I know about that shit. That shit look real. So make sure you have all that shit ready. And people be stealing shit too, man. So I want to whoop a couple of people ass type shit, women, all kind of shit. So you guys gotta, it's all kind of thing. But most of these buys are impulse buys, guys. So make sure that you have credit card. That's most important. I would say 80% of my business is credit cards. And then you make sure you pay the taxes, man. You don't pay that 9% in California, them motherfuckers will go to your bank account and be like, well, take your shit, take all your shit, and then you be begging them to get, they'll take all your shit over what you owe. So don't play. Give them their 9% and make sure you do your taxes right, man. Because if you don't have a seller's permit, you can't get in most pop-up spots.
Let me ask you about the I know, like when every time you go to this place to sell your clothes, you have to pay a certain amount. I mean, obviously, to be a vendor there, you have to pay a certain price. How much is it for you to pay them to sell?
Well, first of all, it's hard as hell to get in places like Melrose, but like you guys go over to Patreon, I'm gonna tell you the secret backdoor Illuminati mafia shit to love. But it's hard to get into good ones, but there are ones that are available that is just as good. And if you have hot product, that's another thing we got to talk about. Yeah, Melrose might have 5,000 people coming through, but you should have return customers. And like O'Shea said, you have to have good customer service to retain these people coming back every week. Because I would say about 50% of your people are local and 50% are tourists at Melrose. And Silver Lake, I would say it's shit, almost all local. So you want to have good prices, good inventory, put the right way and marketed the right way and branded the right way. Because people don't have a long attention span. So make sure your shit is set up, make sure it's neat. You know, if you can have some music playing and make sure the atmosphere is right and make sure your attitude is right. And make sure you're selling shit that people want. Okay. Like, don't go to sell jewelry when it's 20 other people selling jewelries and the Latinos got it for $5. Okay? I'm just saying, like, study the market. Okay, this is what you do. You go do recon. And you go to every one of them booths and you see, okay, what's the easiest thing to do? What's the most profit? What's easy to source? Because what I do, yeah, it's a lot of clothing dealers, but clothing dealers finding hot 90s shit, no. You know what I mean? Like, who would think people would want shit like this? You know, like 90s is in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So who would think? You know what I mean? So you gotta fill in what the rich people want. And right now, it's hype beast shit, it's vintage clothing, it's hot shoes. You know what I mean? If you do those things and you find the right stuff, you can make. I've seen people come in with 2 racks of clothes and make 2-3 racks. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like, I have a whole van full of shit. Like, I have a high top van I invested in, right? That shit's full of shit. And that's what I need to do to make that type of money. It's if you know your shit, you bring less shit to make more money. And like, I see people going to the jazz festival with shit they didn't bought from downtown LA and make 2-3 racks, 5-10 racks. All right. So it is money if you have knowledge. Knowledge is power. And you can't get knowledge by fucking watching sports all day or wasting time in a fucked up relationship or wasting time. Mm-hmm. God provided us time, man. Life is too short to be unhappy and not be prosperous in however you want to be. And it's easy to do with the right knowledge.
Okay. No, you drop us some real knowledge, guys. Do me a favor. We got a good brother, man. The brother is a damn good guest. Okay, you know I'm about to bump the brother up here and be working with him a lot more because he has a lot of knowledge and he was giving me some game on certain things. So we have 137 people watching. I just want to say this. There's a lot of black men that have so much talent out here that may not have necessarily the hugest channels, but if you listen to this guy, he's as knowledgeable as anybody. So, you know, this is the reason why we need to promote our black men more, because our black men have so much to offer this community of brothers that we are trying to help here in the manosphere. So what I would like to see is if we can get 41 people to like the video, that will take us to 100. And another thing that I would like you to do is subscribe to his channel, Beatology. So I will give some time right now for you people who are watching to help us get to 100 likes on the video. So at 59, but I would like to see 41 people just like the video. And the reason why is YouTube is going to promote the video, and we hope that over time we can get a lot of people to watch. Thank you, 66. And let's get some brothers to go into the actual description, subscribe to his channel, hit the bell, and then once you've done that, comment, subscribe for me. I want to be able to count those people who have subscribed to. I like to see you say subscribe. Thank you, CD the God. And if you say subscribe, what I'm gonna do is give you a shout out. You ain't got a super chat or nothing. I'm gonna just give you a shout out for just doing that. Brother Beatology, is there any other stuff maybe that I should have talked about but I missed?
You guys know about the Patreon. The Patreon is Beatology, Instagram Beatology, Twitter Beatology, YouTube. My Poshmark, where I got clothes up, is Beatology, Depop Beatology. Etsy, Beatology, and that's all the social media. And like I said, you guys mentioned O'Shea. If you guys come out to any of my pop-ups, that's going to be 25% off any of our products or services. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the opportunity, man. I know you got a lot of shit to do, man. And thanks for giving a brother like me a chance, man. If you guys have any questions, you guys can hit me up. You know what I mean? I'm not no Hollywood ass nigga. Yeah, you see Chronic 2001 plaques in the background and shit like that. But y'all can contact me. I'm approachable. I'm trying to get my channel up to where I can be have super chat. I need 500 motherfuckers more to be able to do super chat so I can monetize this shit and give out more knowledge, guys.
Right.
So please, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity, O'Shea. I'm gonna do just like you and give brothers or anybody of color, anybody cool of any color, you know what I mean, this information, man. You know what I mean? And let's make some money. Let's do what's right, do good business, and do the right thing, and keep them core values first.
Let me do this. Let me give some shout outs, all right, to the brother subscribe. Thank you, Thaddeus Scott, for subscribing to Beatology. Thank you, Charles Gilmore. Thank you, brother Wayman Brown. We're going to be working with brother Wayman Brown this Saturday. My brother Moses Jenkins. Thank you. Let's see who else. All right, and scroll up, and you can go into the description, and then let me do this last thing. The brother gave a hell of a show today, a hell of an interview, a hell of a podcast with us. And I just want to appreciate, the brothers that have been supporting the channel, that have been supporting. The shout out to the Roastmaster one. I'm gonna give another shout out. He dropped a big donation to us today, and we just circle back into the content, into what we're doing. We have a really good show tonight, which is going to be who's the greatest of all time, LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan, and it's a call-in show. So let me just see this real quick, because I want to get some brothers to subscribe. God damn. I got 133 people watching. Let me do this real quick. All right. Thank you, Balthasar Rodiliga. And then also the channel is here I'm posting the channel right here. All right. So all you got to do is go into the channel not the comments. Go into the chat and subscribe to him. And then what I'm going to do after the show is I'm going to put his comment the first, pin it to the top. Okay. Thank you, brother Plant Base, for subscribing, and hit the bell. Subscribe, hit the bell for the brother. He's doing some good work, and we'll bring him on. Thank you again, Beatology brother, for the show. You did an excellent job, and we'll definitely be seeing you back on here again.
Appreciate the opportunity, you guys. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a good day.
Peace, fam.